Well, very good afternoon. This is Derek Disley. Welcome you to Hilton Park, Leigh, for this afternoon's Stones Bitter Championship fixture between Leigh and St Helens. In the commentary box this afternoon with me from St Helens is Ron Hoof, who will be sharing the commentary throughout this game. But it's Saints that are on the field first this afternoon, so we'll give you their line-up for today. They have at 1 Phil Vivers, 2 Steve Prescott, 3 Ian Pickavance, 4 Paul Rowley, 5 Andy Haig, 6 Jonathan Griffiths, 7 Gus O'Donnell, 8 Andy Dunnett, 9 Tommy Hodgkinson, 10 John Harrison, 11 Chris Joint, 12 Sonny Nittle and 13 Sean Casey. The Saints substitutes are at 14 Mike Riley and 15 Alan Hunt. The home side, Leigh take the field, led out by 10-year-old Lindsay Turley, who is the mascot for the day. Lindsay is the daughter of the ex-professional player Norman Turley and is here as a prize winner from the Brooklands Hotel, who ran a raffle to organise funds to raise money for the Leigh schoolboys who will be playing at Wembley later this year. So welcome to 10-year-old Lindsay, and we hope she enjoys her day. A match official this afternoon is Mr Jim Smith from Halifax, and the Leigh line-up is at 1 Andy Collier, 2 Andy Cheetham, 3 Steve Warburton, 4 Mark Sarsfield, 5 Gareth Pratt, 6 John Gunning, 7 Sean Maloney, 8 Lee Hansen, 9 Paul Rowley, 10 John Costello, 11 John Pendlebury, 12 Mark Meadows and 13 Scott Martin. And the Leigh substitutes at 14 Simon Booth and 15 Paul Daniel. Our sponsors this afternoon, the big match hosts are the local newspaper, the Leigh Reporter. Today's match ball donor is the Leigh Motifs of Chapel Street, Leigh. Our programme sponsors are the Hindley Business Machines Limited of Marquis Street, Hindley, and today's video sponsor is Phil Denman of the Georgian Dragon, King Street, Leigh. So the two skippers are at the centre, John Pendlebury and Jonathan Griffiths. And need we remind Leigh supporters that they still seek their first league victory of the season. But all Leigh supporters will recall that that was gained last season in the old fixture against St Helens. Well, a quick word from you, Ron. Saints to kick off, and hoping not for a repeat of the same performance last season here at Hilton Park.
Yes, that's right, Derek. Same type of predicament. We came here, Saints were, I think, second in the league, and they wanted about 28 points to go on top of Wigan. We didn't do it. Leigh came up with an 11 points to 6 win. But early pressure there by the Saints, a short kick-off. Chris Joint out to Paul Loughlin, putting pressure on Leigh, out to Andy Haig. Good drive by the Saints, good pressure. Different tactics by the Saints, but it's Sean Casey, star performer in the Saints ranks last season against Warrington. But Saints spectators with a lot of heart to take from that game against Warrington, even though we defeated 21-11, 21-10 or whatever it was. 21-11 it was, that's right, but a good performance, and Saints putting pressure on again. Sonny Nittle driving close on the Leigh line. Last tackle of the sequence. Referee Smith raises his left arm. It's kicked forward. Is it going too deep? It is. The ball will be, the game will be restarted in the centre of the 20-metre. A decent set of 6, I suppose, for Saints there, Derek. A variation in the kick-off and putting pressure on Leigh right from the beginning.
Certainly was, Ron. Leigh were caught out at the kick-off there, and it's not often you see a team get 6 tackles without the opposition touching the ball. So it's Leigh now in possession for the first time in the game, in midfield. Moving it right now to Meadows. Meadows drives in, solid defence there from Chris Joint on that occasion. Leigh move it left to skipper Pendlebury. No way through again. This time the tackler was Dunnett. Good darting run from acting half-back by Rowley. Takes play into the Saints half for the first time this afternoon. Back to Gunning for the kick. It's a bad one. Well, straight into the arms of Prescott. Saints back in possession on their own quarter. So Beavers behind the play of the ball. Elects to run it. Next 4 or 5 yards. Tackle midway between his own quarter and halfway. John Harrison now, but all very slow and complacent looking really from Saints on that occasion. Saints currently in 6th position in the big league. Leigh well away from things at the bottom, 7 points behind nearest club, Oldham. So Saints 10 metres short of halfway. Hodgkinson behind to play the ball. Kick comes in from Lachlan. Long kick. Goes over the dead ball line. Bit of a strong breeze blowing, Ron. It looks as though Saints have got it at the backs in this first half.
Yes, it does look, Derek. It's quite like a swirling wind. There was a hell of a breeze the last time we was here, and unfortunately it took Saints 30 minutes to realise that we had a breeze. And when we tried to put Leigh under pressure, it was too late. But Leigh have possession. Saints are penalised for offside. First penalty of the game. How many minutes is that gone, Derek? About 4 minutes? 3.5 minutes gone.
So it's John Gunning with the kick for touch for the home side. That one's held up again by the breeze, doesn't reach halfway. Pushman in for Leigh is Leigh Hansen. He makes his usual 10 metres. Rowling moves it right to Maloney. The inside ball to Costello. Costello gets another 5. Rowling behind the play the ball, on to Maloney. Inside ball to Meadows. Only a couple gained on that occasion. Saints defence up to the mark. Running, dodging and weaving. No way through. Leigh are 30 metres out. The free Jim Smith calling the Saints players back. And here comes Scott Martin. On to Meadows. Meadows takes it almost up to the quarter line, but run the last tackle. Well, this ball will certainly hold in the breeze. Maloney rubber kicks it. Prescott takes it, the Leigh chasers are there, Cheatham's in on the stop, and Saints are back in possession, run on their own line.
Yes, well taken by Prescott, an awkward bouncing ball, but he took it well, and as you say, Saints being forced back there with some ferocious tackling, and it's what Leigh have got to do. They've got to meet the Saints. Obviously struggling, 1 point from this season's campaign, a draw against the mighty Castleford, who as we don't like saying, but lowered Wigan's ranks yesterday in the Regal Trophy final. But it's something we will probably be commenting throughout the broadcast. The ball back to Paul Lockley now, puts a tester up, it bounces in the field of play and just finds touch in the Leigh half. Unfortunately though, is it Gareth Pratt? He just got the sun in his eyes. Awkward day for both players and us commentating. But it'll be a scrum down, Leigh feed, first scrum of the match, and no score at present.
So the scrum will go down just inside Leigh territory. Maloney will feed the scrum. Leigh come up with the possession. Pratt takes it into the line, tries to brush off Griffiths and can't. Scott Martin taking it up now for the home side. Little comes across to smother him. Maloney now for Leigh. Forced to go it alone in the end. Little in on the stop once more. Costello on the charge now for Leigh. Runs into Harrison and Joint. Leigh move it left now to Maloney. And to Martin. Gunning tattled as he got the ball there. Great defence from Saints. Leigh got to move with a bit more purpose. Maloney kicks ahead. Comes off a Saints player. Saints pick up the possession. O'Donnell's the man in charge. And back to you, Ron.
Yes, thanks, Derek. Obviously, Leigh trying to put the pressure on the Saints, as you say. But Saints come away with it now. Ian Pickabance. Now Saints bringing it left. Long ball from Captain Griffiths onto Lachlan. Into space. Griffiths is on his inside. Hayes on his outside. Lachlan keeps going. Still driving forward is Paul Lachlan. 50-metre burst there. Haig on the left, Griffiths on the right, and Saints putting the pressure on now. Andy Dannett running it strong. About 5 metres from the Leigh posts. John Griffiths again. Out Beavers in the line. On to Sonny Nichols. Short ball there, yes. To try. Sean Casey, I think, is the try scorer. And Casey 3 in 2 matches. But excellent backing up there by the Saints. 7 minutes gone on the watch. And Casey opens the scoring. It's all stemmed from more or less either just about on the Saints 20-metre line or just outside with that long cut-out pass from John Griffiths He put Loughlin into a big hole. He drove down. Griffiths was backing up on his right. Andy Haig on the left. Loughlin had to take the tackle, and then the ball was spread over to the right. Plenty of pairs of hands, plenty of people there, and Sean Casey going over for his third try in 2 games.
8.5 minutes. Saints head 4 points to 0, Ron.
Yes, Derek, and Saints to receive again, and obviously with Saints trying a little bit of variation in play, no doubt Leigh may try a little variation, but they're against the wind in the first half. Sean Casey now, good ball out to Loughlin again, looking very sharp, but obviously he missed that conversion. Difficult there in the breeze. Harrison, short ball there to Chris Joint. Inside pass to Tommy Hodgkinson. Tommy Hodgkinson and John Griffiths there look very similar on the field, but good drive there again by the Saints. Moving downfield, essential that they put piles of points on if they can. Nickel takes the ball, but super tackling there by Leigh. Saints moving it right again. O'Donnell, Beavers in the line, chirping up in the line. Prescott on the outside, Pickavance there as well. But Beavers takes the tackle. The Leigh defence holds. Now Griffiths and O'Donnell work the loop movement. Casey puts the ball back. Taking up the second bite of the cherry by O'Donnell. Now it's with Big John Harrison. A loose pass, he takes it well. And Pickavance putting down the gas pedal again. And the ball's released. It's the last one of the sequence. Let's see what the Saints will do, whether they put a high ball up or whether they're going to run it. Well, John Griffiths puts a tester. That's what I thought they might do, putting pressure on the full-back, but it's too deep. I suppose the idea is right, Derek, but obviously with this strong breeze, it's just got to be perfect, hasn't it, for the high ball, especially with Leigh with the sun in their eyes as well.
Certainly Saints got the elements in their favour in this opening half, Ron, and they couldn't put them to good use on that occasion. Meadows trying to bring a bit of life into the Leigh attack now. The 3 or 4 metres short of halfway, desperate to get back on level terms. Leigh Hansen takes it up into the Saints half. Saints defenders there in numbers. Well, that's a back ball. It's picked up in the end by Martin. You can't get away from Loughlin though. Now it's Sean Maloney for Leigh. Leigh look a little disorganised at the moment. Dammit makes the tackle. They've really gone nowhere with the last 4 tackles. Gunning puts the kick in into the breeze. Beavers elects to let it go past him and pick it up 5 metres from his own line. He's allowed to run almost to the quarter line before Leigh tattlers challenge him. Now it's Wingman Haig from action half back, makes 15 metres. Good yardage game by the youngster, Ron.
Yes, good yardage, Derek, and obviously Saints electing to play down this left wing. They must feel that maybe the Leigh right wing, but obviously it's Pratt he's playing on the right wing, but he's got 5 on his back, isn't he, Derek? But they must feel that that is a weaker side, because a lot of the players have been brought over this side. But it's John Griffiths chipping it through again. Bounces off the Leigh player and he picks it up cleanly. Leigh back in possession and moving it out quickly, trying to take the Saints off the guard.
So Leigh inside Saints territory with the ball. Rowley goes it alone, and he had to do. No one went with him. Good defence from Joint and Harrison. And all St Helens caught offside. Sean Case and the man pulled out by the referee. I don't think Leigh will go for goal into this strong breeze. Interesting to see who will take the goal kicks for Leigh this afternoon, should they get any. They've had 5 successful goal kickers this season, and so far none of those 5 are in the team this afternoon, so they're electing to run it. And Leigh Hansen takes it up to the quarter line. So this is the best attacking position really Leigh have had. Mark Meadows on the charge now. Good defence again by Saints. We really do need early points to get back into this game. All the way through again. St Helens not allowing any gaps at the moment. Leigh got to probe and find an opening. That's a terrible ball. And it's knocked on by St Helens. Leigh will get the advantage of head and ball at the scrum. But very, very loose play by Leigh. The ball went behind Hansen, Sarsfield and Pratt. And Leigh were lucky to recover that one. Well, in fact they didn't, of course, because Saints knocked on. Well, Leigh win the possession. Gunning takes them on, gets up to the quarter line once more. Leigh trying to keep the pressure on, but it's the points they want. Martin now hands it on to Meadows. Meadows tries to straighten the move up, stop 15 metres out, right in front of the Saints post. Collier going from acting half-back, positions there for Leigh, but can they unlock this Saints defence? Maloney now moves it out to Gunning. No way through for Martin, he swings it inside, a loose pass, but it's picked up by Warburton. Cheetham going from action half-back, well, there's another knock-on. A free calls them back for the knock-on. Ball was played by Prescott. Best spell of pressure this from Leigh Rom.
Yes, excellent pressure, Derek. Unforced errors, if we can say, but obviously Loughlin going for the ball as Prescott did there, 2 knock-ons and another set of 6 for Leigh. It's going to be 18 in all. Leigh come away with possession, they're moving it over right. Good support by Leigh, but the Saints defence holding tight at present, Derek.
Leigh just seeming to lack a little of idea at the moment, and someone with the initial pace to break down the defence. Hansen takes them on with strength, gets to within 10 metres. Leigh are all lined up wide here. Meadows takes the tackle, couldn't release the ball in the tackle. Rolling now, spreads it to Maloney. Maloney elects to take them on. Can't get past Casey though. Martin now for Leigh. Oh, the ball was well forward to Andy Collier, but Leigh are over for the try. It will show that in the 15th minute, the Leigh fullback Andy Collier scores his 2nd try of the season to put Leigh back on level terms. But for my money, the pass from Scott Martin was well forward, but the referee was not in a position to pick it up. Bit of luck going Leigh's way on that occasion, Ron.
Yes, Derek, nice of you to say, Derek, that you thought it was forward, because it's a dead cert, it was a yard forward, but they got away with it. Referee Smith, as you say, not in a decent position, but good attacking by Leigh. You can't take it away for them. They've pressed up on the Saints. 2 scrums they've had, as you said, that had been the 3rd set of 6, 18 tackles, putting pressure on the Saints. They just had the initial break, good backing up by the fullback Collier, in for his 2nd try, as you say. It puts Leigh on level terms, and they should be in the lead with this conversion, shouldn't they, Derek?
It's not the most difficult, but it's into the strong breeze, and John Gunning has taken on the responsibility, and he's not normally the kicker, but he's successful this afternoon. Only 2 drop goals to his credit so far this season, but John Gunning's first goal of the afternoon puts the home side in front for the first time, brings the home supporters to life, and Leigh supporters already dreaming of November last season and that 11 points to 6 victory here against St Helens. A long way to go yet, but Leigh in possession on their own quarter line. Leigh were quite happy with that, 6 points into this strong breeze. It will no doubt encourage them to greater things. Saints now know they've got a game on their hands. Costello on the charge this time. Roller behind the play the ball, brings in Meadows. Meadows gets it away in the tackle to Rowley. Rowley takes them on in centre field. Leigh 10 metres short of halfway. Gunning moves it left. Pendlebury looks for the probing run. Had the ball free but couldn't release it in the tackle. Kick comes in from Gunning. Breeze holds it up once more. Beavers will pick up on his own line, and Saints back in possession once more on.
Yes, and let's see what they can do now with their set of 6 after Leigh putting pressure on. Andrew Haig coming down the left wing. John Griffith stepping up at the acting half-back. Saints trailing by 2 points, 6-4 the score. Big John Harrison had a nasty head injury last week against Warrington, 16 stitches inserted in a head wound. Griffiths along the line, O'Donnell on to Sonny Nicholl. Pickermans was coming through, Nicholl held onto the ball. O'Donnell chipping it downfield. He does fine touch, putting the wind to good use. 6-4 the score. Collier try, Gunning goal against a Casey try. Scrum down, about 20 metres from the lead line, Derek, with the Leigh feed. And let's see if the Saints can contain Leigh at that end, obviously with them putting a bit of a purple patch together.
Well, Leigh come up with the 4th scrum of the game, all 4 in their favour, all 4 of course with head and ball. And Gunning trying to break out, skips out of the first attempted tackle, gets over the quarter line before he stopped, takes a knock for his pains as well. Hanson on the charge now, tries to take on big John Harrison. Wally behind the play the ball. Good yardage gain by Meadows on that occasion. Leigh 10 yards short of halfway. Pendlebury again. It's the ball. Drops the ball. Saints pick it up on halfway. Saints' kicking game has worked. Referee has wiped the slate clean. 6 more now for Saints. Wrong.
Yes, John Harrison in possession. Saints nearly losing possession. Obviously Pendlebury coming through and having the ball shaken from his hand with the ferocity of the tackle, but Saints are keeping it moving. The Saints tackling has to tighten up, obviously, when Leigh have possession. They're making good yardage, Leigh, and the ball's got to be stopped. After 2 and 3 men in the tackle, 1 round the legs, 1 clamping the ball. But Saints have the ball, and it's John Griffiths, a little chip kick through. Tries to beat the defence, he goes again to John Griffiths, but he couldn't get the touch to it. Collier comes up with the ball, and he's coming up the right wing. He turns it inside, over the halfway line now. Leigh back in possession. Good attack there, Derek, by Leigh.
Well, good counter, but obviously a man lacking pace there. Maloney looks for the gap, goes for it, upended by Beavers in midfield, and Leigh suddenly looking good. Pratt moves it left. Inside ball to Gunning. Gunning takes them on. The ball's dropped though by Sarsfield. The chance goes begging, and now it's Saints' turn on the counter. Sonny Nickel can't escape the clutches of Pendlebury. Good counter by both sides, Ron.
Excellent stuff, Derek. End-to-end stuff. You don't take your eye off the game, do you? But Sonny Nickel just picking a knock up there as Andy Haig steps up from acting half-back. Good driving by both sides making a lot of yardage. Saints still in possession, trailing by 6 points to 4. And John Harrison, after 10 months out, it says in the paper, I thought it was about 12 months, but Harrison back in last week, and Andy Dannett making good yardage. 10 metres short of the halfway line. Saints still held in possession, Leigh moving up quickly, Chris Joint running out wide. Solid tackling there by the left-wing partnership of Leigh, playing on the right, Sarsfield and Pratt. Laughlin kicks it downfield, and will it find touch? No, it doesn't, but Collier allows it to run dead. A swirling ball, it went as though it was going to touch, then it curled back, and Collier did well, let it go, and now Leigh will restart from the centre of the 20-metre line.
Yes, good sensible play there by Andy Collier. Of course, normally a second rower these days. Looking for action as well as first receiver. Taking the first drive. Leigh Hanson on the charge now. It's good yardage gain. Leigh trying to turn up a gear. And Leigh got a penalty for interference at the play of the ball. Penalty's 3-0 in Leigh's favour.
Well, he gave the penalty, Derek, obviously, and then Leigh played it, but it wasn't to be on the correct blade of grass, Derek. And he's brought it back, and now it's a scrum down. It's going to be a Saints feed, so your guess is as good as mine, Derek.
Well, certainly Leigh need to cool things down. They're playing into the teeth of this strong breeze. They need to make good use of that. Well, Saints do an equally basic mistake there, Ron. Actually, absolutely no pressure on that pass from O'Donnell to Pickavance, but referee in the right spot this time.
Yes, unfortunately, as far as we're concerned, I think Gus O'Donnell wanted to move it. Well, he obviously wanted to move it to the right. He was going to dump it to the left, then moved it to the right, and I think the breeze got hold of it, Derek, there.
Well, Leigh Hanson's got hold of it now for Leigh. But the ball is dropped in the tackle again, another basic mistake. John Harrison drops on it for Saints, and at the moment it's a bit of batter cake from both sides. The inside ball to Laughlin. And the ball is lost again, and Costello comes up with it for Leigh. So the ball must be like a bar of soap at the moment. The error count on both sides rising. Hansen takes it in now, hangs on to it this time. Rolling behind the play the ball. The short side now to Meadows. Meadows can't release the ball in the tackle. Rolling out to Maloney. On to Gunning. Martin. In fact, it's Pendlebury, gets it away to Martin. Maloney's tackled as he gets the ball. Great defence by Saints there. Leigh were putting a bit of a move together. Pendlebury dodges and weaves. Stopped just short of the quarter line. Last one indicates Mr. Smith. Ball will go up. No, it goes along the ground. That's a great kick. Could be too far. Well, great variation in play. Leigh have learned that the ball will be held up by the wind, Ron, and those cross kicks causing Saints one or two problems.
Well, they are, Derek. There's no danger. It's the well, Pickerman's bursting through. Now with Tommy Hodgkinson puts his head down. I was going to say John Griffiths then, but I think that is Tommy Hodgkinson this time. Look very similar on the pitch, yes. Saints keep it moving. It's now with Andy Haig trying to round his opposite wingman, but good yardage by the Saints as they move up just short of the Leigh 20-metre line. Now it's with Griffiths along the line. Casey, O'Donnell, short ball there to Loughlin. He keeps it going. Saints moving it out right. Pickermans now. Been having an excellent stint in the first team, Ian Pickermans. Playing well, usually a second row, but playing well in the centre. Really strong competitor. Saints move it right. Dannett shrugs the tacklers off, looking to pass the ball round the man, but it's gone to ground, and Leigh come up with it. Obviously, Leigh, Derek, John Pendlebury is the old war horse. He's still got it, hasn't he? A good ball handler, and he's keeping Leigh going.
Certainly is, but both sides are making too many elementary mistakes in centre field. They're under not too much pressure at times, and I don't suppose either coach will be too pleased with that at this stage. Here comes Cheetham now for Leigh. The youngster elects to run it, runs into Griffiths and Joint. Collier comes up now from fullback. Upended 10 metres short of halfway. So here comes Pendlebury probing once more. Brings Hansen in. Good defence from Saints. Last tackle once more, says the referee. Running with the kick. That will hold up in the breeze once more. But Leigh's chase is not good enough. Beavers plenty of time to pick that up. And Beavers takes it to within 10 metres of halfway once more.
Yeah, still an awkward kick against the wind, but Leigh obviously trying to put the variation in, put pressure on Phil Beavers. He did well. He broke through, Saints still have possession. Tommy Hodgkinson attacked in half-back. Now Paul Loughlin coming in field. Backs into the Leigh defence, and Costello, one of the tacklers there. Good play, both sides, but Saints still trailing 6-4. O'Donnell looks as though he was working the loop movement, then gave the dummy, drove it down centre field. Now Saints moving it over to the right. Prescott now. Well taken on the far side. Andy Cheetham on the wing there against Steve Prescott. The ball's chipped through. Leigh come up with possession. Pendlebury, I think it is, that retrieved it.
Yes, variations in play on both sides, but defence is tightened up a little from the opening quarter of an hour. Leigh driving into the teeth of the wind as well, clearing the quarter line. Good defence for Saints. Nittle in on the stop, along with Harrison. Hansen now on the charge. Good yardage gain there by the Leigh number 8. Good defence again by Saints. Costello takes it up this time, runs into Harrison. He stopped 10 metres short of halfway. The Leigh's kick is only as good as the chase. This time it goes straight to Beavers. And Beavers, with all the room in the world, men outside him. Got Loughlin there. And Loughlin strides through. That's great defence from Sarsfield. But Saints putting the pressure on once more, on.
Yes, good tackling by Sarsfield. He turned Loughlin just as Andy Haig was going to come in field. So he did well there, but Haig taking the running up now. and within 10 metres we can say of the Leigh try line. O'Donnell, short ball to Sonny Nicholl, looking for support, turns in the tackle, gets the ball away. Does Saints come up with it, or do Leigh have it? Well, it's an error, whichever way. It's a knock-on given, but Sonny Nicholl was looking for the runners there, hoping that Saints would run off him. They didn't back him up. The ball was released and it was adjudged to have been knocked forward. It looks as though it's going to be a Leigh feed. It is Leigh feed, but Saints hope to keep Leigh down there and put a little bit of pressure on them once again in their own 20-metre area.
Thanks, Ron. Saints beginning to try and turn the screw, putting the pressure on the home side. Leigh wants some inspiration from somewhere. They're trapped in their own quarter line at the moment. It's good running from standoff. John Gunning gets up to the quarter line. Pendlebury now. Couldn't release the ball in the tackle. Rowley goes from action half-back. That's a fine break by Rowley. No one with him. Stopped 5 metres short of halfway. It's on the last tackle. Gunning puts the kick in. All on, says the referee. It's cacked on by a Leigh player. Leigh are on the charge once more. And it's a try for Leigh. Leigh's second try of the game. Scott Martin is the try scorer. It comes in the 30th minute. And that was a try out of nothing, Ron. I thought Martin was the try scorer, the loose forward. But superb play, hacking the ball on, and the chase was too much for Vivas. He was caught on the turn, and Leigh took the points.
Well, they certainly did, Derek. As I said, we're not quite sure. Yes, Scott Martin with the 4-pointer, but full marks to Leigh. They've come from in their own 20-metre area, virtually on their own line. They drove up, just got inside the halfway line. The ball then was chipped through. Leigh followed it up, Saints just caught, and then it was hacked on again. And unfortunately the Saints didn't win the chase. Martin did, and it puts Leigh further ahead at 10 points to 4.
Saints attempted to charge the kick down for some reason. And now it's Gus O'Donnell with the restart from the centre. Well played intelligently there by prop Leigh Hansen. Gets away from the first tackle as well. So Leigh encouraged by those 10 points response to St Helens. Pratt there, hands it on to Warburton. Warburton gets it back to Pratt. Pratt gets away from Casey, looking to take them on, gets round Laughlin. Can't get away from Haig. That looked a bit of a heavy tackle, but OK, says the match officials. Referee has wiped the slate clean. Rowley on the charge for Leigh. So Leigh will get 6 more. John Gunning screaming for the play the ball to be made. Meadows takes it up now. Good defence by Saints this time. Saints really need to knuckle down to the first time tackles. Maloney now for Leigh. To Collier. Collier stopped 5 metres short of halfway. Gunning takes it up now. Gunning gets it back from Pendlebury. Gunning stopped 5 metres inside St Helens territory. Costello moves it left now. Short ball from Pendlebury. Martin still going. Stopped midway between halfway and the Saints quarter line. Pendlebury with the kick this time. Prescott forced to chase back to his own try line. And good chase by Leigh, and Saints under all sorts of pressure once more on.
Well, they are, Derek, but the Leigh support play has been excellent as Vivas comes away with it. But the Leigh, they've backed up for each other. Obviously they're doing the tackling as the scoreline suggests at 10 points to 4. But Chris Joint by the Saints, and we can only imagine at half-time, Derek, obviously about 10 minutes or so, just less. I mean, Steve Sims very quietly spoken. He'll be pleased with his charges, and Eric Hughes equally as quiet, but I bet he'll read the riot act in that dressing room at half-time as Sonny Nicholl drives it away. He gets the ball on to Pickervant, out to Prescott. See what Prescott can do. Blistering pace as he goes down, but he chips it. Tries best to beat the Leigh defence. The tackle was completed and Leigh back in possession. Still end-to-end stuff, Derek, but obviously Leigh with the points on the board.
And great defence once more there by Andy Collier. He got a hand on the kick, which bounced fortunately for him. Prescott was in the clear, had the ball gone past Collier. Collier pounced to regain possession for Leigh. So I make it just under 6 minutes of the half remaining. Leigh 6 points to the good, and they'll be quite happy with that, having played against the wind in the first half. The player looks to have taken a knock, slow to get up. Gunning now moves it out to Hansen. Leigh just wanted to get the basics right at the moment. Nothing silly. It's on the 6th tattle. Maloney now. Maloney elects to run it. What a great decision by Maloney. He kicks ahead. The chase is on. The Leigh chasers. The touch judge on this side. The Leigh player was poleaxed after the kick had been made. Great play there by Leigh. Well run. I think Bill Vivers was the man, was he? I don't think much option. But not the type of play we like to see after the kick's been made.
Well, not really, Derek. The man being treated to scrum half, isn't it, Derek? That's Maloney that's down. Obviously, he beat the Saints defence, he drove through, he put the kick in. Vivers is the one being brought out, but I think the referee had spotted it. I thought the touch judge was a bit late coming on. He waited till the play had stopped, but Vivers is being spoken to. A professional foul, as they call it, and it's going to be a penalty right under the sticks for Leigh, Derek.
Well, the penalty has gone Leigh's way. Undoubtedly, that's a 4-0 penalty count. Leigh have had a very disciplined performance in this first half. But Leigh were almost caught out in their own half then, when Gunning didn't want to take the kick, looked for someone else, gave it to Maloney, and Maloney suddenly found himself a bit of space and raised 40 yards before putting the kick in. So, vital 2 points for Leigh would give them an 8-point cushion, should it go over. It's almost in front, but these kicks none too easy in a breeze like this. Gets the ball up in the air, it could well be blown back. Gunning's third attempt of the game, and it's just 4 minutes before the break. So Gunning lines up the kick for Leigh. Makes no mistake. Leigh are in the driving seat now. They lead St Helens by 12 points to 4, and we're inside the last 4 minutes of the first half. So O'Donnell back at the centre with the restart. Goes deep once more with the kick. Well taken by Maloney. Hands it on to Collier. Collier takes the tattle, but Leigh back in possession inside their own quarter. Hansen will be the first charger. He gets over the quarter line before he stopped. So Leigh using their forwards to drive clear. Costello on that occasion. Pendlebury now, probing once more. Takes 3 of them to stop him. They know they've got to stop man and ball with Pendlebury. Roll is inside ball to Martin. Leigh 10 metres short of halfway on the last tattle. And the kick will come in from Gunning this time. Again, it holds up in the breeze. Well, Leigh must be offside. John Gunning has claimed he played everybody on, but you've got to make an attempt to give the man 10 yards, and on that occasion Mark Sarsfield didn't. That shows what a strong breeze it is and what a tricky one it is for both sides, Ron.
Well, it is, Derek. Yes, he held up there, and Casey went for it, and Sarsfield just tried to nudge him off. The old professionalism, we all have a go, don't we? But unfortunately the referee picked it up and that's how it goes. But Saints in possession, hoping to get on the scoreboard again before the half-time interval as Dammert drives it up. 8 points separating the sides, 12 points to 4. Leigh well worthy of the lead. But obviously, you get in the Saints' mind, you know, we've got different players, different coach, but it's always there. Look what happened at Leigh last year. 11 points to 6 defeats, and that cost us the championship, didn't it? Loughlin, out wide. Andy Haig is going to step up as acting halfback. Saints 5 metres from the Leigh line. Last one now with a sequence. The ball right across the face of the post. Oh, Griffiths chips it. Well, Griffiths looks as though he was slightly impeded, but the game is allowed to go on. Leigh have withstood the Saints barrage, but Saints now going to put pressure on them again to try and stop them from breaking out of their own 10-metre area.
Yeah, Leigh under the cosh now, despite being in possession. It's a good clearing run. My fullback Collier. Beg your pardon, it was Gunning, and now Pratt on the charge. Leigh still inside their own quarter. They will settle for this scoreline at half-time. Pendlebury puts the kick in. Not the best of kicks. This breeze holds it up. It's now with Vivas for St Helens. Good defence by Sarsfield. And can Leigh hold them out, or can Saints get their points before the break?
Yes, Vivas come through well. Floated ball again against the breeze. Saints come up with it, and obviously points to do well. Another 6 before the interval. Put us back within a sniff with 12 points to 10, wouldn't it? The ball moved right. Griffiths trying to draw the Leigh defence in. It's on to Pickavance. The ball's loose again, I think. Leigh are going to have possession back. A knock forward is the indication, so it's not going right at all for Saints. And obviously Leigh harassing the Saints, Derek, putting them under a lot of pressure and forcing them into errors.
Certainly are on. Full credit to the home defence in the last 5 minutes. They've really been under the cosh, but they withstood it. Like you said, they forced a couple of errors out of St Helens. They've won the scrum, and Leigh will just be hoping at the moment for the half-time whistle, which must be any time. We're deep into added time at the end of this first half. And it's Leigh in possession with Warburton inside their own quarter line. 12 points to 4 for Leigh at the moment. No way through for Maloney. Rolling out, hands it on to Meadows. Leigh just outside their own quarter line for the first time for some considerable time. Leigh slow to get to their feet, playing a little for time at the moment. Pendlebury probes once more. Harrison quick to cover. Last tackle again. Had almost 2 minutes of added time. Gunning gets that one away into the breeze. Prescott takes it. Desperate straits for Saints at the moment. Gunning makes the stop on halfway, and there's very little time left in this first half. And I think that was a penalty milked by Prescott on that occasion, Ron. Penalty will go Saints' way.
Well, they all have a go at it, don't they, Derek? But there's a lot of mauling at these tackles. Obviously, they try it on, and the last throw of the dice in this first half, Derek, with the Saints kicking it downfield. Andy Dannett will receive, as you said, over 2 minutes of stoppage time, Derek, and we didn't well, there's a half-time hooter. I didn't think we'd had that much stoppage time, but half-time, as both teams go off rather quickly. As I said, Eric Hughes, Saints coach, he'll no doubt have plenty of strong words. Steve Sims will be pleased with the performance, but they've got to keep it up. 12-4 at half-time, Derek. Well done, Leigh.
Yes, thanks, Ron. It's a try each for Andy Collier and Scott Martin, and 2 goals for John Gunning against a try for Sean Casey. Leigh have led before at half-time and come unstuck. They did at Wakefield last week. But all to play for. A half-time scoreline of Leigh 12, St Helens 4. Please stay with us for the second half. On behalf of Ron Hoof, this is Derek Disley. Welcome you back to Hilton Park for the second half of this afternoon's Stones Bitter Championship First Division fixture. A reminder of the half-time scoreline as the home side Leigh take the field. It's Leigh 12 points, St Helens 4. Quick reminder of today's match sponsors. The big match host are the local newspaper, the Leigh Reporter. Match ball donor is Leigh Motifs. Programme sponsors are Hindley Business Machines Limited, and the video sponsor is Phil Denman of the Georgian Dragon Leigh. So Saints have made a substitution during half-time. Alan Hunt has come on, we think, for Phil Beavers, unless Phil Beavers has moved up into the pack. We'll have to check that one out. Don't appear to be any changes in the Leigh side. Leigh will be very happy with the half-time scoreline. And Leigh should be playing with the strong breeze at their backs in this second half. And Leigh get the game underway. And Saints will no doubt have had a roasting from coach Eric Hughes during the half-time interval and will want quick points in this second half, Ron.
Yes, there's no danger about that. And as we've discussed at half-time, Derek, we know what Leigh are going to do with the ball when they get it, aren't they? Again, with the breeze at the back of them, and they're going to put it downfield at every available opportunity. Alan Hunt come on with, definitely set for Phil Beavers, and Hunt at the full-back position. Obviously he's linking up. Saints want to try and inject a little bit of pace. He's been out for about 3 months, Alan Hunt, with a bad knee injury. Needed plenty of rest, and let's hope it stands up to this afternoon's battle. Obviously on the muddy pitch. It's the last tackle of the sequence. John Griffiths pushes it upfield, but Collier should gather it easily and drives it away, and you've got Collier that's had good runs, and the half-backs and the loose forward Scott Martin that have punched holes in the Saints defence all afternoon. The tackling will have to tighten up, and Leigh in possession again.
Yes, and 6 more tackles. Sonny Little striking out at the first Leigh play the ball. Roll it, brings in Hanson. Hanson drives forward, 3 men bring him to ground. Leigh in possession 30 metres from their own line. That look forward, Leigh get away with it again. Costello makes a valuable 15 yards for his side. Now it's Meadows on the charge, takes it up to halfway. Well, a poor kick there from Sean Maloney. Leigh want the ball deep as they can in Saints territory. And Joint now leading the charge back for the visitors from Knowsley Road.
Yes, and Saints just inside the Leigh half. And Griffiths, the captain, trying to get his side organised. Pushes off the first line of defence. Has to take the second. Well, certainly looked a little naughty from here there as Hanson went in rather hard. As Dannett drives it up. Bouncing into this Leigh defence, and they've withstood the barrage of the Saints all afternoon. Sean Casey trying to set Ian Pickerman's going. He turns it inside to Steve Prescott. Prescott has to go in field, looks for the gap. Well taken, last tackle now of the sequence for the Saints. O'Donnell has it, he's running it. He breaks through, it's chipped again. Oh, does well there, the Leigh player as O'Donnell ran it on the last tackle, but Leigh back in possession. Rowley there trying to make a way through, and now Leigh still leading. No further change to the half-time score of 12-4.
Well, great defence again by Andy Collier, but he had a bit of assistance from the wind holding that kick up as it went past him when he was on all fours. Leigh young wingster Andy Cheetham stays down after that tackle. Nothing malicious about the tackle itself. I think he just twisted himself in going down. So we'll have a bit more injury time at the end of this second half as well. Referee Jim Smith wants play to continue while Cheetham receives treatment. So Warburton will play it to Gunning on the Leigh quarter line. Meadows strides in for Leigh. Leigh, one would have thought, would want to use the big kick. Pendlebury surges forward again. Costello now. Leigh electing to run it. It's the last tattle now. Right, this will go back to Gunning. Gunning gets plenty of air under that one to test Hunt. Hunt's up to it though. And Hunt quickly in on the action. Gets the ball away in the tattle as well to O'Donnell. Saints back in possession. A wild ball to Nittle. Saints, bit of panic football at the moment, Ron.
Yes, throwing a bit of caution to the wind there, really. Obviously it's come off at present as Tommy Hodgkinson breaks through, but it could have easily gone astray. Just got to settle down. What are we talking? We've only had 4 minutes of the second half, so still 36 minutes of rugby to play, even though you're trailing by 12-4. And Chris Joint gets it onto Loughlin. Saints backing up, looking lively, looking for support. Loughlin releases it to Pickavant, but solid tackling by Leigh, forcing back. Rowley, one of them, along with Warburton. Griffiths onto Alan Hunt. Let's see if he can inject the pace. A lovely ball to Casey. Saints approaching the Leigh 20-metre area. Looking more lively than they have throughout the match. Harrison, Hodgkinson. Joint takes it. I think it's Joint that has it. The ball's released. Leigh pick it up. And a break on for Leigh.
Well, Malone is not the fastest man on the Leigh side, but he takes play into the Saints half of the field. Leigh on the counter now with Scott Martin. Martin tries to shrug off Nicol. Pickavance comes to Nicol's aid. Leigh 30 metres out. And certainly Leigh will want early points in this second half. Inside ball to Meadows. To Warburton. Warburton's got a bit of space. And he's got pace. Warburton's going. He's still going. He's going all the way. Yeah. What a superb try for Steve Warburton. Just what Leigh wanted. 6 minutes after the half-time interval. Steve Warburton's second try for the Leigh club. He's on loan from Rochdale. But he's Leigh born and bred now. That was a superb individual try. Sheer persistence there from Warburton brought about that try, Ron.
Sheer persistence, Derek, but that was an excellent try, that. He must have been 35 metres out, I would imagine, 35, 40 metres out. He took it well. Be quite honest, Derek, he should have been well tackled, but he kept going, as you said, persistence, and doesn't he like it? He's coming over here, he's cheering the crowd opposite the main stand, and that was a superb try. He just must have gone through about 6 or 7 tackles there, and there's going to be questions asked in the house there, Derek, in the meeting behind of the Saints, behind the post. What a super try, 16 points to 4, and Gunning with this one. He should pop this over, Derek, shouldn't he?
Well, he's got the elements on his side this time. The wind's behind him, the crowd hushes, the crowd comes to their feet. John Gunning has kicked his 3rd goal of the afternoon, and Leigh certainly in the driving seat now. 18 points to 4, the Leigh lead. Now Leigh supporters believe the first win of the season could be on, and that will give Leigh a penalty for the ball not going 10 metres. Nothing going Saints' way at the moment, Ron.
No, nothing, but obviously the try there by Warburton coming against the run of play, but Leigh, they're back in it. Rowley keeping the ball going, Leigh moving it right, and obviously, well, it's still going, is Pratt. When everything's going right for you, Derek, it just clicks, doesn't it?
Well, it does, and it's not clicked all season for Leigh, but today looks as though it could be the day. Leigh supporters are warming to this one. There's still time to go. Gunning's going forward now. Everybody wants to get in the act for Leigh. The team spirit, despite their league position, is there for all to see. Rowley takes them on. They're into the Saints quarter once more. Supporters rallying their side. Leigh try the run around move. Good defence from Saints. Leigh 15 metres out. What will they come up with? Drop goal from Sarsfield, and Leigh get another 1 point. Mark Sarsfield, his first drop goal for the club, and Leigh really. Leigh in in command now. 19 points to 4. What can Saints do about this, Ron?
Well, they're going to have it hard, Derek, aren't they? It's going to be really hard, 19-4 to come back. But obviously, Leigh, they're going to use the breeze. The Saints didn't use it to the full advantage in the first half. They managed to get the 10 yards from the kick-off this time. But every time Leigh are down there at the Saints end, they're going to have a go for drop goal, especially if it's on the 5th or 6th tackle. And who can blame them? 19-4 in the lead. Well worthy of the points. They're in charge now, and the Saints, have they got the answer? Huddersfield away next Sunday in the Challenge Cup, and obviously a big win today would have given them a boost, but they're trailing, and good value for the money, Leigh. They're in possession and making good yardage.
Yes, Max Sarsfield's drop goal. He's really got this home crowd going, and Leigh are going forward with so much purpose now. Something we haven't seen at this stage prior to this match this season. Certainly Leigh know this one's there for the taking. And Leigh are going to get a penalty. Oh no, they're not. Leigh are penalised at the play of the ball. Leigh certainly don't want to lose their composure and their discipline. Got to make this 15-point advantage count. Can Saints score 3 times to pull this one round, Ron?
I'd like to think so, Derek, but it's going to be extremely hard, isn't it? We've got a penalty there for a bit of jersey pulling at the play of the ball. But if they can just get their act together, there's no reason why we can't. But as you said, 15 points is the gap, and it's going to be a better act than Houdini, isn't it, for the Saints today? But they're in possession. They're just outside the Leigh 20-metre area. They've got to just try and settle it down, not play 100-mile-an-hour football. It's very difficult, I suppose, when you are trailing by that, and you know you have got the manpower to do it. Obviously, we had an encouraging display against the Wire last week, even though we lost. But the ball there, just Sean Casey just couldn't take it. The Saints moved it out to the left. Leigh snap up the loose ball, and they look very hungry, don't they, Derek?
They certainly do, Ron. They've really found themselves this afternoon. Looked a little disorganised there till Collier took on the initiative to take the ball. Rolling out from action half-back. Seen by the touch judge on the near side. A little one, as Steve Owen said, but they all count. We'll have our first scrum of the second half, and Saints, Ron, really do need points, and quickly.
Yes, very quickly. The referee's just at the back of us, Derek, and helping the cause, but Saints come away with the ball from the scrum, and Alan Hunt links up. As I say, out 3 months. He played about 20 minutes in the A-team. He's got tons of pace. He's playing at the full-back position. He started off there last season in the Charity Shield at Gateshead. He's played everywhere as Hunt, but points are needed. Saints throwing it about, not have to throw it too much, obviously. Looking for the gaps, Ian Pickavance into the 20-metre area. Tommy Hodgkinson from acting half-back, drawing the Leigh defence in, feeds it on to Casey. Solid tackling by Leigh. Can they withstand this Saints storm? 6 points wouldn't go amiss, would it? Long ball out there on the far side. Andy Haig tries to chip it through, but Leigh come up with it, and a break down the wing. But good cover defence by the Saints, but Saints just not being able to penetrate.
Oh, good scrambling defence, and now Leigh have got a good line out here, but Martin elects to run. Good covering defence there by St Helens, trying to slow the game down. Gunning looking to step inside. Takes the tackle 10 metres short of halfway, and Leigh don't look as though they're finished. They're certainly not going to rest on their laurels. Rolling out to Hansen. Hansen takes them on. Stopped just short of halfway. Grawley gets it out to Pendlebury. Good defence in the end by Griffiths, I think. And Judd kick coming in from Gunning. Will it be too strong? Well, he only just chipped that one with the side of the foot, Ron, and it's gone all the way dead. That just shows the strength of the breeze.
Oh, it's one hell of a breeze, Derek. There's no danger about that. But full marks to Leigh. They're putting pressure on the Saints, putting the ball down. Saints have got to run against the breeze and uphill on this quite boggy pitch. 19-4 the score. Tommy Hodgkinson drives up, turns in the tackle, but good clamping there. Andy Dannett. Hard work from these forwards. Obviously a score would lift the Saints. Started off with the first points, but Leigh took control then. They are looking for the first points, or the first win I should say of the season. They've already managed a draw against Castleford. So Saints move it again. Casey, Griffiths onto Loughlin, onto Griffiths. Well, a forward pass rule there, and John Griffiths kicks it away in disgust, and he's been penalised for it, obviously for a little bit of dissent. But Saints trying to put it together, Derek. I thought there was an infringement earlier in that movement, but the forward pass rule there, and Leigh with the penalty.
Well, a little bit of dissent now. It's one of the highest up and unders we've seen all afternoon from Griffiths. I think he's a little fortunate that Mr. Smith didn't have a word or two to say to him. Well, Gunning doesn't make much yardage, only about 10 metres, but Leigh get the ball. That's the main thing. 2 balls on the field at the moment, but play continues. Hansen takes it up. Leigh within 10 metres of halfway, in possession, in command at 19 points to 4. Maloney now, the inside ball to Costello. Mitchell is the tattler for Saints. You've just got to do the basics right now, Maloney. Inside to Meadows, trying to unlock the Saints up centre field, but Saints defence is up to it at the moment. As long as Leigh can keep possession, but Rowley drops it. Commentator's nightmare. One word too many from me, Ron, and Saints back in possession.
Well, it's just how it goes, Derek, isn't it? You just keep going. But no support play there from the Saints. John Harrison has to take the tackle, looking for support, and nobody there, but Dannett's taking up the running. Very hard, and Saints playing it down the middle. Sonny Nickel driving it up, shrugs the tattlers off, gets it away again, but solid tackling there. Loose forward there is Scott Martin, well smothered as Griffiths drives it up again. Last one of the sequence. Leigh are going to be penalised for not lining up correctly at the play of the ball, or pushing the man off, and the tackle is the indication. Saints take it quickly, a tap, because obviously it's very difficult for yardage and no chance of goal, especially with 15 points behind. But Tommy Hodgkinson drives it up less than 20 metres from the Leigh line, trying a goal essential to give the Saints a bit of something to work on, as John Harrison gives the dummy. Gus O'Donnell steps up, attacked in half-back. Saints move it right. Sean Casey looks to draw the defence in, gives the dummy, but solid tackling there. John Pendlebury, one of the tacklers. Nickel again, tries to go on his own to Sonny Nickel, squeezes it out, and Leigh come away with it. A good drive down by Warburton again. So Saints unable to get points, and Leigh counteract very quickly.
Well, all St. Helens were offside then, coming back from the play of the ball, but they get away with it. Leigh just want to keep the ball moving. Gunning now. Gunning gets it back. So to Sarsfield now. Sarsfield goes on the outside. Good covering tackle by Saints. But Leigh stay in play. Keep it moving. Leigh looking for even more points. Hansen on the charge now. A block-busting run from Hansen. Well, the Leigh youngster under Cheatham screaming for the ball on this near side, but Leigh get the penalty. They'll settle for that. Leigh making a substitution. Paul Daniel is coming on for John Costello, and I presume that's just to give Costello a rest. We're 18 minutes into the second half. 22 minutes remain here at Hilton Park. Are Leigh going to get their first league victory of the season? Well, Gunning is going to go for goal. A bit ambitious from that distance, but he does have the strong breeze behind him. One thing he must do if he misses is make sure he gets the distance. Well, the home supporters are certainly warm to this one, and Saints are going to take Gus O'Donnell off. and bring on Mike Riley. In the meantime, Gunning with the kick, 36-37 metres out, just to the right of the Saints post. Well, he misses the kick, but he gets the distance, and St Helens will drop out from under their own from the quarter line. So Riley goes off, comes on, O'Donnell goes off, and Saints with a bit of a reorganisation to do somewhere along the line, because I know, well, Riley's gone to the full back position, I think. Drop kick finds Pratt just inside the leigh half of the field. Pratt takes it back, full of confidence. Holland Hunter's moved up. Whether he's gone to the half back position, I'm not sure. Gunning looking to take them on. Gets the ball away in the tackle as well to Meadows. Meadows taking them on. A high tackle, says the referee. Stiff arm. Leigh will get the penalty. Meadows stays down. Well, St Helens have been playing a bit of panic football, and now they're beginning to lose their composure a little, Ron. They've got to keep control of themselves.
Well, they've got to try and do, Derek, but it's very hard, isn't it? Obviously trailing by that score. Leigh looking for the first points, or the first win, I should say, of the season. And it seems incredible, Derek, doesn't it, that you've already took a point off Castleford, who stuffed Wigan out of sight yesterday, 33-2 in the Regal Trophy final, and Saints up against the Cosh here, 11 points to 6 you did us last season, and looking on course with about 20 minutes to go at 19-4 now, and another penalty to boot.
Well, certainly the luck has changed. Leigh have not had much luck all season, and it looks as though it's turned this afternoon. And Leigh Hansen now on the charge, and Leigh looking for more points. They're eager for this one. 19 minutes remain at Hilton Park, 15 points the difference. Daniel comes in on the action, gets his first touch inside the Saints quarter. Leigh take it up again. Leigh driving in to set up the position. They're right under the St Helens post. Back now to Martin. The inside ball, bring Collier on the charge. Ball's dropped in the tackle. Referee calls them back for the knock-on. Well, Collier limps away from that one, but Saints will have head and ball, but deep in their own territory. And Saints at the wrong end of the field, Ron.
Yes, here we go again. Got to try and, well, another mistake at the back of the scrum. Saints come up with the ball, but it's a knock-on is going to be indicated. So, nothing going right, Derek. Under the Cosh again, another scrum. Leigh feed, and they're only, what, 5-7 metres from the Saints line.
Well, the scrum will actually be called back to the 10-metre mark. Leigh come up with it. It's out to Pratt. Pratt steps inside one. And Leigh are within 2 or 3 metres now of that St Helens line. Well, they're trying the narrow side, they need to move it out, they've plenty men out wide. Leigh move it wide, all the way across. It's now with Gunning, now Sarsfield cuts back inside. Dodging and weaving, was that a high one? Yes, says the referee. Leigh not too happy with that one. I think Sonny Nittle was the offender. Sarsfield was the man tattled in possession. Sarsfield, of course, not the tallest of men. Desperation strikes. Leigh Hansen calling the Leigh players away. Don't get involved. Leigh will no doubt go for goal from this position. The penalty goes Leigh's way. Quick word from the referee to Sonny Nittle. Leigh have just got to keep their heads, that's all, Ron, and this is their first league win of the season, unfortunately for you.
Well, it's looking that way, Derek, isn't it? Unfortunately, Sonny Nittle there, I think, as they usually say, isn't it, commentators, instinctive reaction, as he was being sidestepped, just nutmegged him, and He just caught him. Tackle. Referee Smith, obviously, he's got to take into account the conditions, which he has done. And Gunning is going to pop this one over, and 21-4 is going to be the score. So Gunning positioned himself, no problem. Pops it between the uprights, 21-4 the score, and about what, 16 minutes remaining. No chance for the Saints, Derek, unfortunately, this afternoon.
Well, I hope you're right on that one, Ron. Leigh won't believe it until the final whistle goes, but they certainly know that they're there at the moment. Simon Booth was about to come on, but Leigh have changed their mind. No one will want to leave this one. Hansen picks it up for the home side, takes it straight back, makes 20 metres. And Leigh are really on the go now. Meadows takes it up. Leigh midway between their own quarter and halfway. Daniel this time. Youngster forced back. A good tackle there from substitute Alan Hunt. Pendlebury now. Almost up to halfway, just couldn't release the ball. Good clamping job done by Harrison. Rowley takes them on. Takes the tackle in the end, just inside the Saints half of the field. Gunning puts the kick in. It'll no doubt go dead again. Saints will be happy with that, but they're playing the game at the wrong end of the field for them. Leigh doing a good job of keeping Saints contained deep in their own territory. And Saints have got more than a mountain to climb now, Ron.
Yes, two rather high tackles in quick succession there as Sean Casey came through. The referee let it go. Leigh have done an excellent job in containing the Saints, and when Saints have been pressing and they've lost the ball, Leigh have hit back, they've struck quickly, and obviously that's why they've got 3 tries and 4 goals, and the old drop goal as well. But Pickavance, good ball there to Mike Riley. Good yardage by the Saints, and Riley's still going. Freshman on in at the full-back position and linking up well. A chance now, it'll only be a consolation try for the Saints if they get one. Saints keeping it moving, Sonny Nicol powering forward. 14 minutes remaining, 21-4 the score. Saints in possession, moving it left. Long ball to Loughlin, Haig on his left. Loughlin chips it through, but it's kicked dead. Leigh withstand the storm, and they're going to drop out from between the sticks. Probably the best passage of play we've had from the Saints in the 26 minutes of this second half. But Leigh will drop out from between the sticks. 21 points to 4 the score. And Leigh should get good yardage with this dropout. The game held up. So Booth coming on for Meadows, as we just heard. With 13 minutes of the game remaining. And Leigh in a commanding 21 points to 4 lead. Sonny Nicol stops it with his foot, gathers it and drives it upfield. Solid Leigh defence. 3 men there. Simon Booth, one of them. They're moving quickly. Now it's Ian Pickavance. Just outside the 20-metre area, midfield, Saints in possession. John Harrison driving it forward. Saints opened the scoring in the 7th minute with a Casey try, but have never looked forward since. And Alan Hunt driving it upfield, plays it to himself, allowed to go on, and then the referee decides that Hunt has been impeded and awards the Saints a penalty. Saints will take it quickly, they do. Move it over quickly. Steve Prescott, can he squeeze in? He's in touch. Saints played it quickly and then moved it over. The game stopped while the Leigh player is treated. Alan Hunt there playing it to himself, Derek. I thought he looked as though he was marked, but he was allowed to get away with it, and then Leigh were penalised, and Prescott did break the line before he went there. No try, and Leigh withstand the storm again.
Yes, they're playing with the type of enthusiasm that Castleford played with in yesterday's Regal Trophy final. They win the scrum. Collier takes it up. Leigh, keep it moving. Just got to do the basics right now. There's going to be some applause at the end of this 80 minutes this afternoon. History looks as though it's going to repeat itself. Rowley takes them on, dodges and weaves, makes 10 yards. That's what Leigh won. 11 minutes remain at Hilton Park. Simon Booth gets his first touch now. Normally a wing or centre, coming on as a substitute to play in the second row. He's certainly big enough. There goes Pendlebury again. Dannett couldn't make the tackle on his own. I think Dannett's taken a knock for his troubles. Back to Gunning for the kick. Gunning tries to keep the ball in play, and that's a good kick this time. Knock on as well. Oh well, referee. Well, that looked a blatant knock on by Riley, but he gets away with it, Ron.
Well, it looked a knock on from here, didn't it, Derek? And the referee said it had touched his foot. Perhaps for a change, referee Smith just taking a little bit of pity on us. You never know, do you? But Saints up against the Kosh again in their own 20-metre area. Sonny Nickel coming away. Well, a high tackle by Leigh ruled. Referee Smith moves in quickly. Going to be a penalty to the Saints. They take it quickly. John Griffiths, he gets things underway in the captain's role with the injury to Shane Cooper. And once again we come here for a good performance up last week at home against the Wire. Still about 10 or 11 players out injured, but the lads did us proud last week and unfortunately not got their act together this afternoon. And lowly Leigh will get their first win of the season, as Derek said, against the Saints yet again. Lightning does strike twice. This season we beat Leigh at home 34 points to 16. Last season we went down here 11-6, and then at Nosey Road 64 points to 9 we wiped the floor with Leigh. But it's here again, 21-4 the score, and I'm sure Steve Sims, the Leigh coach, will be extremely pleased with his charges this afternoon. Alan Hunt on the 6th tattle, puts a tester up. Steve Prescott gathers it, it's still on the 6th tattle. Prescott puts it up again, it's floating in the breeze, and now Leigh have the ball back.
Yes, 2 kicks from Saints, but they're playing against the wind as well as the Leigh side in this second half. Good step inside from Daniel. Can't shrug off the attentions of Sonny Nittle on that occasion, but Leigh just want to eat up the clock, play the timeout. Scott Martin tries it on the counter, gets away again, shrugs off another one, gets the good ball out as well to roll it. Leigh are up to halfway once more. Youngsters have come good this afternoon, they've certainly come of age. Gunning moves it to Maloney, on to Booth. Booth gets it out to Sarsfield. Sarsfield, the ball is loose and Riley picks it up. Well, Leigh throwing a bit of caution to the wind there on, but not coming off for them. Saints back in possession.
Ah, well, you can afford to throw caution to the wind, Derek, can't you, with a 21 points to 4 scoreline, and why not? Nothing like a bit of adventurous play. Harrison there gets the ball away. Sonny Nickel straight up the centre field. Excellent play by Riley on the far side, but very difficult obviously to keep your side motivated when you're on the end of a drubbing, especially at a game here at Leigh, which you would be expected to win, even though some of your past performances haven't been too clever. Saints still in possession inside their own half. Good spot in there by Leigh. Saints caught on the 6th tattle. The turnover is going to be implemented, but good pressure play by Leigh, Derek, and putting the Saints off the game once again.
Yes, it's the enthusiasm once more, and that's what Leigh will hope will turn their season round this victory this afternoon. Collier tries to crash through, tackled in the end by Hunt. Leigh 10 metres into St Helens territory. Daniel takes it forward. Leigh supporters beginning to sing. They know they're going to get their first league victory of the season this afternoon. Pendlebury again, probing as ever. Leigh 25 metres out. Come back from 4 points to 0 down. Gunning takes them on, gets it inside to Warburton. Warburton's shown his pace once this afternoon. Leigh inside the Saints quarter. They move it left. And how out? Oh, it's almost intercepted by Prescott, but he knocks on. But Leigh will have head and ball at the scrum. They'll keep the pressure on. They'll eat up the clock. Well, the official ruling from Rugby League headquarters is that supporters should keep off the field after the match. I think the Leigh supporters will be hard to restrain this afternoon as they win another scrum. Disappointed Saints supporters drifting home around us. Leigh keeping the pressure on. Maloney takes them on. Sit inside. Leigh still going with Warburton. Warburton's still going. He's gone backwards, but he's retained the possession. Leigh is still on the St Helens quarter line. Booth behind the play of the ball. Leigh just keeping the movements going, using the six tackle. Maloney dodges, loses his feet. Still not the last tackle. I'm not seeing the referee's hand go up. Gunning now. Dropped on by Leigh though. Referee will call them back for the scrum. Bit of relief for St Helens on that occasion. Andy Dannett going, oh no, it's the Leigh number 8, Leigh Hansen, that's going off. To a tremendous round of applause. Good team performance though from Leigh this afternoon, Ron.
Oh, excellent performance. You can't take it away from him, Derek. Is that Leigh Hansen that's just gone off, Derek? Yes. Hansen, a tower of strength in the Leigh pack. Five minutes to the final hooter, and I'll be glad to get home myself. There's no danger after this afternoon's performance. No, not getting their act together at all, the Saints, but Leigh did. They're coming up with the first win of the season, and well worthy of it. It'll put them in good stead. They have a tough away trip in the Challenge Cup at Sheffield Eagles next week. Saints away at Huddersfield, played at the Leeds Road football ground, and it's going to be a big effort for the team and the Saints coach Eric Hughes to get his side motivated for next Sunday's clash. Huddersfield obviously coached by Alex Murphy, who's been at Leigh about 3 or 4 times, hasn't he? But Leigh have possession back. Saints unable to do much with the ball this afternoon. 4 minutes to the final hooter, still 21-4 in Leigh's favour.
Yes, and Leigh the one with the spring in their step. Here comes Cheetham. Youngster's not got on the score sheet yet this afternoon. Scored 3 tries in his 3 previous appearances for the club. So Leigh moving forward now with Scott Martin. Martin again proves a handful to bring down. So Leigh move it left, got a good line out once more. Pendlebury. Gunning gets it away to Simon Booth. Booth takes them on. Booth stopped on the quarter line. Leigh going forward once more. Can Leigh finish with a flourish? Rowley offers the dummy. Griffiths doesn't take it. Will Leigh go for a drop goal? Pendlebury kicks ahead, and Leigh will have 6 more. No, says the referee. Turn over to St Helens. Well, St Helens need a bit of luck because nothing's gone their way this afternoon. Leigh are caught offside, but it's all academic at this stage, Ron.
Yes, it is. You're right there. It was chipped through there by Leigh. It touched Sonny Nicholl, and then Leigh got the ball back, but it was adjudged the last tackle. Then, as you said, Leigh caught offside, but it's too late. Well, as you just heard on the PA system, the Leigh, the sponsor of today's game, can't decide who's the man of the match. But yes, it's a good team performance. Yeah, it should be put in the team coffers, Derek, shouldn't it?
Well, that's what the announcement said. The man of the match award has gone to the Leigh team this afternoon. An unusual decision, but certainly one that's well deserved as Daniel goes forward for the home side. Leigh supporters begin their singing. 90 seconds remain here at Hilton Park. Collier still moving forward. Leigh supporters as happy as they've been all season. You'd think they'd won the Challenge Cup. They're hoping this will be the start of their season. A bit late to start, but it's never too late in this game. So Leigh going forward. Martin with the kick through. Prescott takes it. Prescott's going nowhere. A kicker, Martin wraps him up. Good chase from Leigh. 60 seconds remain, Ron. Leigh are going to win this one.
Well, there's no danger about that. I don't think there was much danger after they scored the first try from Warburton in the second half, Derek. Well, 21-4, it's very disappointing, to put it mildly, Derek. I can think of a few expletives I could use. A Saints breakaway. Mike Riley into the clear. Puts it back, it touched the Leigh player, and Pickavance comes up with it. The referee indicates correctly that another 6 tackles had to be played, but Alan Hunt couldn't control it. And I suppose, Derek, that's the story of our game this afternoon. Not detracting anything at all from Leigh's performance. An exceptionally good effort, good team performance, backing up, and everything's just gone right. Embarrassing as far as we're concerned.
Well, Leigh in possession. Collier in the line, making the break. Leigh still going. Leigh still looking for points to the death. The supporters are going to go delirious when that final hooter goes. Leigh just playing the timeout, eating up the clock, going forward, retaining possession, controlling the ball, doing everything right. Saints can only defend resolutely and keep the scoreline respectable. Daniel takes it up now. Dummies can't get away from Nittle. Warburton behind the play the ball. Martin to Maloney. Maloney puts the kick in. Where are the chasers? Scurrying back goes Andy Haig. Saints retrieve the situation. Once again, they're deep in their own half run. Nothing but pride to play for.
Well, that's true, but I'm afraid the Saints' pride took a battering this afternoon. There's no danger about that. I don't think there was any question of complacency whatsoever. The Saints would have been expected to come here and beat Leigh. I suppose we was last year, as we keep harping on it again. But a good performance against Warrington last week. Bad defeat against Salford. And beaten by the old pie eaters at Christmas. But a bitter defeat here, 21-4. First on the board, and then, unfortunately, no further part in the game, the Saints, as regards scoring, as Loughlin on the far side, with Haig on his outside, looked as though he was trying to squeeze it out. It was the last tackle again, the last on the set of 6, and another turnover. And Leigh, as you said, still playing, Derek. It's nearly 2 minutes of stoppage time, but a very creditable performance, and there'll be a few pints sunk round the area tonight, Derek, won't there?
There certainly will, Ron. We've had 2 full minutes of added time on my watch. The home supporters singing their heads off. Leigh just playing it up centre field, in complete control in all departments this afternoon. Here goes Scott Martin, still trying for points. Leigh up to the Saints quarter line once more. Maloney now. It's it out to Gunning. Gunning to Bowie. To Daniel. Daniel still going. Leigh in the Saints quarter once more. Can they finish with another try? Maloney spins round on himself. Collier gets it out. Leigh throwing it about with gay abandon once more. Well, that ball's knocked down. We're all on. The hooter goes, but Leigh keep it moving. Leigh still going. It's not over with. Scott Martin with the kick ahead. But it's all over now. The final hooter has gone. I don't think the referee knows it. The referee wants them to continue playing. Leigh have achieved what they thought was the impossible. It's Leigh's first league victory of the season. They've defeated St Helens by 21 points to 4. Hilton Park erupts in delirious applause. Tries from Andy Collier, Martin and Steve Warburton. 4 goals from Gunning and a drop goal from Mark Sarsfield. Saints only points a Sean Casey try in the 7th minute. Ron, you've got to hand it to Leigh. The best team's won on the day.
Oh, there's no danger, Derek. And they're coming doing a lap of honour, and why not? An excellent performance. Completely destroyed the Saints. It's just how you perform on the day. Everything's gone right. You've backed up for each other. You've drove in. The Saints couldn't contain them. And your full marks for your win. I'm bitterly disappointed, obviously. Staunch Saints spectator. I feel sorry for our spectators, but obviously I feel elated for you as spectators as well, and yourself. It must be difficult. You come here week in, week out. You're getting your bum slapped week in, week out. But this is obviously going to give you a lift, and it's going to give you that boost what you need for the Challenge Cup next week.
Well, thanks, Ron. On behalf of Ron Hoof, this is Derek Disley saying goodbye from a highly delighted Hilton Park if you're a Leigh supporter. It's a final scoreline of Leigh 21 points, St Helens 4.